Hi, Cappies. Healing Grasshopper here to do your last week in July reading, the 24th to the 31st. Let's move this. All right. Very Capricorn here. We've got the Seven of Swords, which is about being above one's competition, just being smarter than the people around you. And not just being smarter, but, having, well, it comes from intelligence, having, resources and methods and implementing the resources that gets you to a win every time. This Capricorn. um this is our next card, right? This one. Okay, so we have justice, not reversed. King of Cups, not reversed. The Lovers. Okay, so in this week, Capricorn, you are going to be dealing with some people with whom you need to use diplomacy, right? I know we have the King of Cups here and the Lovers, but I swear one day I'm going to figure out what to call the Lovers for my own deck. Um, but the Lovers almost never points to actual love. This is all about being put in a situation by the universe. You know, this is like a scene set by the universe. Um, so the scene is being set here where you need to use your wits to bring about a balance where everyone is happy and everyone feels like they're being treated fairly, but really you get the best deal out of it, Capricorns. Um, but King of Cups is about, he's the ultimate diplomat, okay? Because he is, he listens well, he takes other people's feelings into consideration. He is level headed, he is even tempered. You understand? So this is the type of person who will listen to his opponent or his customer, his client, whoever they may be, um, friend, adversary, doesn't matter, and figure out what it is that they want. You climb into their egos there, and then you apply it to what you want. So you present things to them in a way that it feels like they're getting something out of it, right? Or make them feel like it was their idea when really, you know, it's all you behind the scenes orchestrating it all. That sounds terrible and manipulative, and that's the kind of reputation that Capricorns have. Everyone has a phrase, Capricorn as I use, right? This is very much this. But um, Capricorns are not villains. We just know how to get what we want. And we're not like some of the other sides. We're not ruthless in the way that we'll, stomp on people. We're climbers, but we're actually, we get what we want through diplomacy. and having our wits about us. So we're going to be utilizing that this week. Look at you. And I just love, I'm a Capricorn sun. So I really enjoy watching Capricorns at work because no one understands Capricorn like another Capricorn. You know, nobody can turn an adverse situation into a celebration like a Capricorn. You have a disgruntled Karen that comes into your store and you're like, wait a minute, what's the problem? Oh, okay, I see. That's fine. I understand you. But look, how about that? And you turn them into pussycats right away, and then you get a big sale out of them. And they walk out happy and smiling. That's what this is. I love this so much. Whoops, I have this. Oh, see, this is making my day. I love this. And we haven't even finished the reading, and I'm already happy here. This is our next card. Yeah. The Hermit. Yeah. Under the King of Cups. Okay, look, guys. So remember what I said about the diplomacy? I'm holding back giggles through this whole thing because I'm just enjoying this so much. Under the King of Cups, we have the Hermit. That is about confidence in your own convictions and using your instincts to your advantage, right? Remember what I said about the situation? If you're going to read this like a sentence, a situation where there's cause for celebration led by you and your instincts. Capricorn's rock. Death. Yeah. You put an end to a bad situation. The other thing is we can go the death is making me go back up here to the seven of swords that I'm just reminded of the primary description of this card, which is this guy has walked into this encampment and stolen all these swords from these people. And the story is that he is trying to weaken them so that he is not attacked in the end. He has the upper hand, right? So that's what you're doing. You are taking control of the situation and grabbing the upper hand expertly to put an end to a bad situation. And that's what he's doing. He's preventing a bad situation. The Emperor handling it like a boss, right? It's so Capricorn. This is a Taurian card, actually, but still. Earth sign, right? Capricorns are bosses. Wow. There's the Two of Cups here. But where does everything go? We have this here. This is outcome over here. Wow, Capricorn. The devil. Yeah. Boss, Capricorn. This, and see how this line is here? Remember everything I said about the Seven of Swords, the celebration led by Capricorn. This is now, in my interpretation of the devil is all about, bad habits and bad situations that one puts themselves in and, you know, just general adverse things that you have control over. but one in the devil energy feels like they don't have control over, which if you knew who you were, you would have perfect mastery over this, right? And that is why this is the Capricorn card. We have mastery over adversity. And this is what all of this is about. This is kind of like, this is almost as if, the Empress, well, the Emperor is here, but almost as if the Empress turned out here, because in my readings, the Empress is like an exalted person, and there's almost always the message with the Empress, remember who you are, don't forget who you are, that kind of thing. But the devil is giving that message, don't forget who you are. You have mastery over adversity. And the emperor is here instead of the empress, like I said, because this is masculine energy. This is active energy. This is actively taking control of one's situation. Um, Two of Cups. Oh, so great. Wow. Okay, so Two of Cups. And see how it's like adjacent to all of this here. Two of Cups and the Lovers. Um, so I don't think I mentioned when I explained the lovers. The lovers is a neutral card. Okay. Like I said, this is, because the lovers implies like, ooh, a romance, something positive and sweet and nice. No, the lovers is neutral. It's about two people in a situation. Neither good nor bad. You don't know until you pull out the other cards around it. Right? Um, so the Two of Cups coming out with the lovers is the positive end of the lovers. You are put in this situation, this neutral situation, and you have turned it into a positive. It's like taming the shrew, taming the Karen. And Karen has I'm just using this metaphor. I'm not really saying you're going to deal with the Karen, but there's some kind of adverse situation that you're going to have to diffuse, right? So, but we're going to use Karens because they're easy to depict, right? Karen walks into the your establishment irate. They're in a terrible mood. They are looking to crack some skulls. The roaring lion and the strength card just came up to mind. And then you stroke the lion and the lion calms down. And in the end, you have the lion eating out of your hand and your friends now. Three of Wands is about you assessing. And by the way, we've got two threes here too. Threes are about growth, right? This is the waiting for the ships to come in card. But this is after one's made a choice, though. This is not passive. This is kind of a pause after an action type thing, but an expectation of a good outcome. Um, and it does say that because we established that up here and in the center of the good outcome. There's a celebratory card here, but really, my eyes are going to the leaves here. You are going to gain a valuable tool from this situation on how to deal with people. which is something that is very, very useful to Capricorns. So, what I'm saying is, and then there's the Hermit here too, which is about reflection, right? You're going to reflect back on this and be like, oh, you know what? I handled that really well. Look at how I tamed that Karen. And what did I do again that softened her? What was that moment that she turns, and you're going to go through it and you're going to be like, you know what? That was very clever of me. I'm going to utilize that. I'm going to remember that thing and utilize it moving forward. This is going to be really good for you, Capricorn. Capricorn is always growing, always learning. From the day that, and not that, the other signs aren't, but not like Capricorn. We're the old souls. We're the ultimate sponges of information and wisdom. So this is going to be a download of wisdom that we are going to recognize and appreciate. Um, yeah, I can't imagine that there's any more clarification. Advice cards? Okay. We're going to go straight to advice higher self. No other cards. One card. Okay, you have the higher self coming to you. Very enjoyable reading, Capricorn. You guys are badasses. Last month, um, no, not yeah, the beginning of this month, it was like Aries and Pisces that I was calling the badasses, and Aquarius one week. This week, you are the badasses. Balance, right? What a justice. Ooh, look, we have manifest. This will go over here. Okay? Balance with the justice card. Again, this is just reiterating what I said. You are creating balance, but it's also, this is an advice card. So it's also saying you will win as long as there is balance, as long as you adhere to your diplomacy and you don't allow your emotions to run away with you, right? That Karens can do. Karens can piss you off pretty badly to the point where you can't think straight, right? Because Karens are chaos. Um, but that is why the King of Cups is here. The King of Cups is the calm inside of the storm. He is always calm. He is never frazzled. You cannot get a rise out of the King of Cups. He is always the one that's like, what is the problem? Okay, let's talk about this. Oh, I know you're upset. It's fine. We'll deal with it. No matter how upset the other person gets, the King of Cups, and that's why he's sitting in this chair in this turbulent water, because he's chill in the storm. So that's what balance is here, and justice is here. This is about keeping an even keel in the chaos, and all will turn out well. Manifest is here because in the following your compass and keeping that even keel and transmuting the adverse situation that you're in, you can derive, manifest a positive outcome. Again, we'll go to the Capricorn motto. I use. It's the That's manifestation. Okay? Master Emperor, manifestors. Okay. And I really hope that this is penetrating because through the past 2 years, I have been pep talking you in a way. And I don't like that word pep talk because it's not a pep talk. It was kind of leading you towards the light type thing where, all of us, and for those of you who are familiar with me, bear with me. I'm going to say for the millionth time, the new ones, because the new Capricorns need to hear that Pluto has been in Capricorn for the past 20 years and moved into Aquarius in November. And there has been a transition. And Pluto and Capricorn is a very, very heavy energy, especially for everyone, all the signs, but especially for Capricorns, where we feel we're spinning our wheels for a whole 20 years past. So we have been feeling the opposite of the Midas touch, where everything that we attempt turns to shit, right? So here I am, the beginning of last year, talking about this coming change. And then even after the change, and in the past 7 months, talking about the transition and the good things to come for us, right? And Capricorn has been very much like in the comments, kind of, but also the energy that I've been deriving from you guys, like, yeah, grasshopper, we've heard it all before. You're gaslighting us, you're sweet talking us, you're feeding us rainbows and unicorns. I don't know what you're talking about. My life is shit, you know? But it's because number one, we're children of Saturn, okay? And number two, Pluto and the energy of Pluto onset is abrupt. It's the destroyer, but it is a very strong energy that takes time to transition and dissipate. And we are in that transitioning phase. And I have seen the changes happening in other signs, like Aries, quite rapidly. Aries is on their ball and they're feeling the change, right? Capricorns, not so much. Why? Say it with me, guys. We are children of Saturn, okay? Everything happens slowly for us. We are the steady climbers. We are climbing that cliff slowly. It takes us, we are the tortoise in the hare story, okay? So the reason why I'm bringing this up here is because it's important that we are reminded of who we are because we have been buried in so much shit for the 20 years that it's caused us to feel self doubt. Like, what is wrong with me? That I can't get anything done and everything falls apart. There must be something wrong with you. No, there's nothing wrong with you. It's Pluto kicking your sandcastle down all the time. That's all. But now Pluto is gone out of our sign, but the sun doesn't come up like shoo, the sun comes up gradually. That's what's happening. And we are coming back into ourselves and we're feeling our power again. And this week, you are going to be feeling that power. That doesn't mean that the rainbows and lollipops are going to come, you know, on a flatbed truck for you. No. But the feeling that you're going to have this week, you are going to start remembering who you are. It is a gradual climbing back into our chariots again. Okay, Capricorn? I adore you. You guys are the ultimate badasses of the zodiac, and don't you forget it, okay? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Um, it is a very quick gesture that costs you nothing, but means the world to me. So I thank you in advance. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss upcoming videos. Okay, because there's much more to come. Um, I love you guys. Love, light, and many blessings.